Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here with Sam Thomas from Which Menu in Liverpool. And Sam, I would love for you to just start with, like what do you guys do?
So we work with the hospitality sector across the UK, basically advertising restaurants, sit-down restaurants, showcasing their menus on our platform, Which Menu.
Brilliant. And in terms of how long you guys have been doing this, what's the time frame?
We launched in 2018. Obviously, the pandemic slowed things down, but it's been about 5 years now.
Amazing. And like in terms of the clients and the customers that really kind of you try and attract, who do they tend to be?
Our main focus is independent restaurants. We do have some larger chains on there, but yeah, our main focus is independents, and our pricing is based around trying to make it affordable and keep it affordable for smaller restaurants.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, in terms of off the back of COVID as well, like that affordability, I guess, has come into great purpose. So what was the biggest impact of COVID-19 for you guys?
I guess it was just the fact that the hospitality sector was one of the main sectors that got hit by the pandemic. So restaurants having to close down, having to operate in certain ways that they're not used to. And yeah, they were just very cautious about what was going to happen next. So they weren't really, looking at getting onto platforms like ourselves. So yeah, it really did slow down the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine like there was a huge kind of fall in that. I mean, some people got funded, some people didn't, and it affected loads of businesses differently, but particularly like you said, the hospitality sector. Were there any actions that you kind of put into place after COVID?
In terms of what?
In terms of, were there any learnings, like anything that you learned specifically through COVID, you realized that weren't working before and you decided to change it a little bit? Was there any attention like drawn to little details during the pandemic, and have you kind of continued doing those, doing those learning?
I guess what we did kind of promote that we had COVID safe menus.
Yeah.
We hosted the restaurant's menus. We kind of tried to push that and, be a bit more eco-friendly. We wasn't putting out as many business cards, stickers and stuff like that, and trying to do more stuff online. And I think, we have kind of took that on since the pandemic.
Cool.
And try and do more stuff online, like digital marketing. And we didn't really get into like any magazines, newspapers during the pandemic, and we've kind of slowed that down too.
And how has that been working for you? Like getting onto digital marketing, COVID-friendly procedures, everything?
It's been different. We work with online agencies now, as opposed to like, local ones that produce physical newspapers and stuff. And it seems to be the way people are going, and everything's online based now, so it's been going quite well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also in terms of like COVID-19 working from home, people have realized you can get much more done without, with cutting the travel time out. And like obviously the hospitality sector, like I can't even actually remember when ordering from tables really started, but it really kicked off during COVID and after COVID. Like just the fact that everything is, you don't even have to talk to another person at the minute, you just order stuff and it comes to your table like magic. I think that's a bit bizarre, but obviously like so many people have kind of taken on board this, and technology and everything I think has come like so far as well. Even the regularity of like Zoom calls like this one, it's just a part of everyone's lives now. It's crazy.
We've done more Zooms in the pandemic than we have, and since the pandemic, than I had in the 4 years before it.
Really?
Yeah, obviously I know it's a new thing, Teams and Zoom and stuff, but it's just been non-stop, with investors, with restaurants, with other clients we've got. It's been back to back on Zooms.
Definitely. I mean, it's efficient, obviously it works, it gets the job done, but in terms of that personal relationship and kind of getting that vibe from people, I think a lot of people are now grateful that we can meet back in person and get those partnerships and relationships going. I want to talk about your learnings as a business owner and your biggest learning, basically, if there is one, or if there's a couple that you can kind of pick off the top of your head since you started Which Menu.
Well, even before Which Menu, I learned that, like, obviously I tried to do a lot of stuff on my own, but I learned that doing stuff in a team is much better, so you can get more things done more efficiently. So now we've got a CTO, we've got a CMO, we've got a board advisor, and we kind of like, you know, have different roles and responsibilities, and it makes the business as a whole work a lot more efficiently and smoothly. Which yeah, is definitely a big thing to take on as a starting business owner. And I've noticed a lot of people when they're starting businesses, they're doing a lot of the stuff themselves, so it can be hard and it can get overwhelming when things aren't going right, and it's easy to give up when it's like that. Well, if you kind of try and do it in a team, and even, you know, the CMO, the CTO, they're both better than me in different ways at doing what they do. So if I was to do it, it wouldn't be as good as how they do it. So yeah, I think doing things in a team, the right team, can definitely push your business further and faster.
Definitely. And it sounds like from the business owners I've spoken to and what you're saying there's that humility of being like, listen, I can't do your job as good as you can. I mean, obviously this is my idea and I started this, but it's giving people that trust and that space to be able to really take your business to the next level.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I think it's, yeah, as a business owner, I think it's always good. Employ people who are better than you at what they do. That's the way to do it, I think.
I love that. I think I'm going to take that as a quote, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good quote. I'm sure, I think that's something that Elon says at one point. I think he says he employs people who are better than him.
Yeah. Your inspirations, was there anybody who inspired you kind of growing up or even now, like as an adult and as a business owner, anything that kind of inspires you?
I think I've always been inspired by people doing, you know, well, and people always thinking of like solutions to problems. It's kind of how Which Menu came about. You know, there wasn't an easy way to find a dish that you were looking for. Even using Google, there wasn't an easy way to find what you wanted. So I think that was a solution to a problem. And yeah, I guess just like anybody who's doing something that's different, any sort of innovation, it's motivating and it's good to see.
Yeah, definitely.
And I kind of like it. I know a lot of people don't really like seeing, you know, people doing ridiculous things or traveling all the time or buying, you know, crazy cars. I think it's good to see, and it shows that if they can do it, then anyone can do it, really.
Yeah, definitely key motivation as well. However, I do think there's a balance. Like one of the reasons why I enjoy having these conversations with business owners like yourself so much is that it brings in kind of the reality of it. And you all share a very similar perspective in terms of like, number one, everyone's winging it. Number two, everyone can do it. But I think you have to, yeah, definitely really believe that, like, obviously in your vision, and you want to do something just different. You want to make a difference in whatever way that you can, whatever way you can do it. It's, for me, I think, extremely inspiring, you know, like just to see all of these different types of people, but with this same mindset of success.
Yeah.
So when you were growing up, did you think about owning a business? Is that something that you wanted to do? Did that cross your mind?
Yeah, I've always been a Dell boy. I've always had things to do and get myself busy, and then yeah, I've had a few different businesses since I was 15, 16.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there was one where I was 17, and this was my first proper one, you know, set up a company and stuff. It was a A6 size booklet, and it had all the local businesses in the booklet, in an area. So there's like popular areas in Liverpool. So we've got like Lark Lane, we've got Walton Village, we've got Bowles Street, the Albert Docks. So there was a booklet for each of them areas, and then we would post the booklets out to the residents in that area. And obviously the restaurants or the hair salons or whatever business was in the area would pay to be on that booklet. Then that went on to me doing events. I've done events management in Liverpool and Manchester for about 2-3 years. That was really good. And then yeah, this has been the next one and been the one since.
Definitely. I mean, that sounds really cool. The booklet sounds like a bit like Yellow Pages for businesses. Yeah, but again, so I like that it has a common theme as well. Like businesses are paying for advertisement, marketing, and also the consumers, the residents and everybody can kind of find exactly specifically what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You've been in a lot of different sectors. You just said like events management as well, and like you've always had a head for business. But your biggest learnings in business and or in life, can you tell me what they are?
I guess it's consistency. When you're not consistent, and even at times I haven't been consistent, and that's when things start to like fall off. So I guess like, yeah, the biggest learning is like to stay consistent, stay motivated. There's different ways of doing that, and yeah, just keep pushing. And even when it doesn't look like you're getting anywhere, just keep going and keep going. And that's what I've actually done with the app. Even when the pandemic came and everything kind of froze and came to a standstill, we just kept working and we just kept going. And we improved the pitch deck, we improved the team, we took the advisor on, and yeah, we just kept going. So I think that's a big thing in business. You just got to keep going, especially when you're working for yourself on a self-employed basis. If you stop, then your income stops. And yeah.
I think that's a really, really good motivator as well. But also there's that, I can't even remember who said it, but it's like the difference that makes a success. It's not about having this amazing creative spark or motivation every single day to get out and smash it. It's discipline. It's discipline that even if you don't want to do it like on Sundays, you have the discipline, and that's what kind of keeps you consistent.
Yeah.
And that was sparked a mentality change, I think, for me anyway, like to realize, oh crap, like even if I don't feel like doing it, I'm always doing things based on how I feel. So, but that's not ever going to be consistent because your emotions are going to fluctuate. You're going to feel more tired one day, you're going to feel more motivated one day. But if that discipline and that consistency, like even if you're doing consistently 10% every single day without fail, something's going to happen at the end of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. Do you have any like favorite quotes or sayings that kind of inspire you?
Well, something that I've always liked is, that's kind of kept me going, is you've got to see the vision before anybody else sees it, and you've got to kind of like feel it before anybody else feels it. I don't know, it's like even when we built this product, it didn't exist. Something like this wasn't really there yet, anywhere to be used. So we kind of like had to have a vision for it first, and then we built it, and then we've got it now, and then we've got like people interested in it now, restaurants are using it, users using it. So it's kind of like it wasn't there before, and now that we've built it, it's got us where we are. But a quote that I like from Steve Harvey is, if you're going through hell, then why would you stop? So if you're going through hell, just keep going, because why would you stop in hell?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like that, because obviously a lot of people who are starting businesses, they might be starting it because they're trying to get out of a situation, or they're trying to, get more income, or they haven't had the chance to like be in a position that they want to be in. So they're trying to start from scratch. So yeah, that was a good quote that I liked.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely, and I could definitely see like how that's inspiring for sure. What have you learned about yourself during your journey?
I've learned that like I'm quite an impatient person, but I've learned that on a journey like this, you've got to be patient. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of failures before you get some credit for whatever you've done. So yeah, I think it's just share patience.
Yeah, definitely. There's also that idea that it's like that 1,000 hours you have to put in those 1,000 hours that people don't see before they start to see the fruit, before they start to see the success. And again, that was another thing that I realized as well. It's like it is the late night, grind. It is the things that people don't see, the people that you aren't getting, but it's the work done in secret that really, really builds that foundation for success. But yeah, no, amazing. So what does the future look like for Which Menu? Where do you want your business to go?
Well, we've got a 5-year plan. We've got a roadmap, and you know, we're looking to take this across Europe, to then go global. And yeah, it's looking hopeful. We can see like it being used worldwide, all different age groups being used daily. And kind of like, yeah, changing the dine-out experience, benefiting people in a number of different ways. And yeah, just kind of being like a go-to app that you'd use day to day if you're you know, someone who dines out a lot, or even if you're not and you go out, you know, weekly or monthly, you can use the app, and there's benefits for using the app for doing that. And one of the main features that we're adding in for the new version is an electronic loyalty card for all restaurants, or restaurants that want to opt into it. So it allows people to kind of like collect loyalty stamps and get rewarded back to restaurants they go to for being a loyal member. Not all restaurants do that, but I think it's a good way to retain customers and, you know, get repeat customers. And it's a big statistic that one of our indirect competitors kind of did on a survey. I'm not going to name the name, but they've done it where basically restaurants that have a loyalty system in place have a higher return rate of customers. And a lot of independents that we speak to, they haven't got that, and that's sometimes just because they haven't got the capital to invest in something like that, or, you know, business cards is kind of hard to manage and easy to kind of, you know, put bogus stamps on. So we've kind of made a system. Bigger chains have it, I've noticed. Like Nando's has a good loyalty reward system.
Yeah, as well.
But yeah, something along them lines to help, you know, independents.
Yeah, incredible. Cool. So the 5-year plan sounds great. It's really, really awesome that you want to see this to go global and everything. In terms of any challenges that you can see on the horizon or could potentially encounter, is there any that you could describe for us?
I guess it's like things that we're not quite aware of yet. So stuff that we haven't done yet. So going through, I don't know, seed rounds. That might be a big challenge. Expansion into Europe, that could be a big challenge. In terms of onboarding new restaurants across the UK, I guess it's just repeating the existing model that we've already got. But yeah, things that we haven't done yet, I think that's going to be the biggest challenge that we're going to come across, like just expanding and, you know, going, say, to America and stuff like that.
I mean, fair enough, but it sounds like all of that comes with experience as well. And like you said, you don't know until you try, and potentially, of course, those challenges will come up, but ultimately there'll always be learnings that can come from and develop the business. What would you say to anybody thinking of going into business? What would your advice be?
I'll just say, yeah, just to stay consistent. As I mentioned earlier, stay consistent, keep going. You know, if they can build a team, a good team, then I'd suggest, you know, doing that. It'll just help everything run smoother. It'll be more efficient. They won't be as stressed. And yeah, overall the business will thrive much quicker than it would trying to do it alone.
Yeah, definitely. Wonderful. I'm just conscious of time now, but to close the interview, if you could say anything to yourself at the beginning of you starting your business journey, what would it be?
To talk less and to listen more. Take advice from people who you know have the knowledge, and, you know, they're in the sectors that you're looking to go into. But then at the same time, don't listen to too many people who don't have the knowledge or experience that you're trying to go into, because that can also slow you down and set you back. And there's a mentor that actually says, don't listen to your friends and family or neighbors unless they're doing what you already want to do, because they can hold you back. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Definitely. Well, I mean, thank you so much for your time, Sam. So
That's
where can
right.
people find you? Like where can they get access to which menu? Yeah, let everybody know.
So the new version's coming out soon in the next, 4 to 5 weeks.
Mhm.
Hopefully, that'll be the new app, the new customer app, the new restaurant app, and the new website. You can find me on LinkedIn, Samuel Thomas. That's probably the best place to find me and contact me. And yeah, that's it.
Amazing. Well, watch this space. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Anna.